What's going on, Planet S.O.N family? It's your main man JD. For those of you who don't know, I was in the military for 10 years, and here's a random story from my time in the military. Alright guys, so today I want to introduce you to someone I spent so much time with, and his name is Jimmy. Now I have to introduce you to him because I guess I want to make him like a recurring character because I have so many stories about this guy. It's not even funny. Now, it's not stories that I wanted to know or wanted to be a part of, but I spent so much time with the man. I just collected so many stories from this guy, from experiencing them firsthand or just hearing about it. So let me just paint this picture for you. Now, right off the bat, let me just show you how he looks like. He looks like this guy on Office Space. Exactly like this guy. Glasses and everything. Corny little mustache, all of it. This is exactly it. So this guy, like I said, we'll call him Jimmy. He was from Kentucky. And the reason why I even know this guy, because as a sergeant, he somehow became my troop. Now the reasoning why he was in the military is because he said his parents forced him to get in. Now, I always hate when parents force their kids to get into the military, thinking that maybe the military might help them out, might mold them, might shape them into something that they weren't able to do. However, it sucks because 9 times out of 10, that person is still gonna be that person that you raised. So parents, if your kids suck and you think that the military is gonna help them out, think twice, because at the end of the day, sergeants like me will have to suffer and babysit your grown kid just because you didn't take care of them. That's for real. So basically, that's how he got in the military. His parents were kind of annoyed with him, and trust me, you'll see why through many different stories. But hey, it was a fun experience because at least I have some stories for you guys. So, like I said, his parents were just trying to force him in. Now, he came into the military about 2 years before I did. And you would think, damn, why is Jimmy my troop? Why do I outrank Jimmy? Well, it's because he sucked at being in the military. This guy was just given to me simply because a lot of sergeants didn't really want him. So I kind of got him by default, just because at the time I only had 2 troops and everybody else had at least 3. So since I was missing 1, by default I got him. I mean, it was fair and square, but at the same time, man, I didn't know how much time I was gonna end up spending with this guy. Now, it came from babysitting him to the point where I needed to tell this man how to eat, what not to eat, budget his money, how not to spend his money. Matter of fact, we would argue all the time about how much of a bad idea it was to spend his entire paycheck on strippers. Yes, multiple times the commander will find out from the credit card companies that my troop wasn't paying his credit card, which he maxed out on just strippers. Yes. So I would have to sit with him and budget his money. This man would get so drunk at parties after I specifically told him, don't drink, do not drink a drop of alcohol. This man would still black out and embarrass everybody from me and my boss and everybody else in our shop just because he would want to get blackout drunk and not remember the entire night. Work-wise, he would also make big mistakes like misplacing weapons, misplacing classified items, and all these important military parts. I also needed to tell this man how to work out. We'll spend so much time together in the gym. I had him on a diet plan, which he wouldn't listen. And I had to be there after work at the gym with him to report back to my commander that this man is doing everything possible to meet fitness standards in the military. Fortunately, let me say at least something positive about the guy. I didn't have to tell him to get up and work. He was a very, very, very hard worker, and that's something I appreciated about him. He did act his age when it came to work. He would just work and not mess around too much. So if there's anything positive that you could take from all these funny stories, just please know, like I said, let me at least say something positive about the guy, that he was a very, very, very hard worker. Now, when I met him in Germany. And before Germany, he was in Florida. Now, in Florida, he used to get in a lot of trouble. He actually came to me with a whole bunch of paperwork. I'm talking about major paperwork, like Article 15s. Now, Article 15s in the military, it's a type of paperwork that's meant for disciplinary action. And it's very harsh because it's a piece of paperwork that could follow you throughout your career. It could stop you from getting promoted 5 years later. After you already served your time for your mistake, mistake that you made, regardless if it's something from, let's say, a DUI, or let's say you arguing with your wife. Yes, it happens. Stuff that happens in your personal life could also severely affect stuff in your military career. But Article 15s, they're the most common paperwork that commanders give somebody when they get in trouble. You can also get it if you fail a physical training test. We call it PT. And you can also get it for many, many different reasons. But like I said, it's something that could follow you throughout your whole career. And it could affect you from promotion to even re-enlisting. So the reason why he ended up in Germany is because they really got tired of him in Florida. And then all of a sudden he's in Germany and he's my troop. This man would have me so many times in our commander's office, but fortunately, my commander will always look at me and just say, hey man, you're doing a good job. Just keep pushing. I know this is annoying, but I will eventually kick him out of the military. Yes, my commander would straight tell me that he can't wait to kick my troop out the military. Now, as a sergeant, you go through all this training where obviously you have to learn how to be a leader, a supervisor, and a mentor. So yes, the reason why I would spend so much time with this man, because like my commander would say, Sergeant Diaz, I know that you are leading this man to water, but you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. So through these stories, I hope you guys have a great time listening about the fun times, all the rough times that I had with this man, and you will understand why this man drove me crazy. Now, I was supposed to be there for him, and I was doing my sergeant duties and try to mold this man. But like I said, we're talking about a man who is older than me, who's been in longer than me, but yeah, for some reason, he sucks at life. So thank you for listening. I'm gonna drop a couple videos of nothing but Jimmy, and I know you're gonna enjoy. Just remember, don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and I'll drop those Jimmy videos soon. Stay tuned.